Hi, I'm astrologer Penny Dix and welcome to my Astrobite for March the 20th, and it is a Thursday and we have the Spring Equinox in the Northern Hemisphere, and in the Southern Hemisphere we have the Autumn Equinox. And so often people or astrologers forget there are two hemispheres to our planet, North and South. I'm not forgetting you down there in Oz. I know you follow my channel and I am super pleased that you do. Thank you for your support and your lovely comments. I know the time zones are a little bit to have sessions, but one or two of you sometimes connect with me, and if you do want a session down there, just get in touch with me via my website pennydix.com, because I'm sure we can work out the time difference, and I think it's early morning for me and early evening for you, something like that. So if you do, let me know. But let's have a look at this spring equinox, because how wonderful, at last the sun moves into Aries. It moves in, or has moved in, depending what time you watch this video, at 09:02 Universal Time. So that's like GMT. So a breath of fresh air. Let's have a little look at the chart, and then we'll look a little bit more at the energies. And also I think it's important to remember that this takes us over that kind of, or through that gateway of what is known as the Aries point, the world point. It's a pivotal time for everyone, everything. And that is, it doesn't matter whether you're in the North or the Southern Hemisphere, it's still the astrological new year. So for you in the South, you go into autumn and head towards winter. In the North, we go into spring and head towards summer. But isn't it beautiful that these cycles happen simultaneously? That we can be on this kind of amazing planet where seasons are changing and happening and altering all over the planet. So what of the astrology for today? Because when the sun moves into Aries, we have an ascendant of Taurus. So we have Uranus at 24 degrees in the first house. And Uranus is sextiling Saturn in Pisces. Now Uranus, if you remember, is the planet of surprise, shocks, the unexpected, innovation, invention, rebellion, freedom. All sorts of unexpected twists and turns come with Uranian energy. Saturn sextiling it is saying, yeah, I'm going to give you a little bit of room to do this, but I just want to remind you, Uranus, make sure you are aware of your timing in things. So let's take the analogy of that. Make sure you are aware of your timing in the projects, the plans, the ideas you have that you want to initiate with the energy of this move of the sun into Aries. Remember, the sun is going a little bit against the tide because both Mercury and Venus are retrograde in Aries, and both are going to meet up with the sun over the next few days and weeks. So we are going to have that energy of just the brakes are still on, just a bit. So Pluto, of course, is sextiling Venus retrograde and sextiling the sun. This is a lovely invitation way in to personal empowerment, and I think we are really going to feel supercharged by this energy. It's a sextile. That is a super helpful aspect. And Pluto is in the 9th house, about our kind of higher education, opening our minds, expanding our knowledge, empowering ourselves with the information we need to develop ourselves as people, as human beings. Sextiling the sun in Aries, I think the ideas are going to be flowing, and we are going to be really kind of moving forward far more swiftly now, in spite of those retrogrades. The moon today is still in Sagittarius. You remember in yesterday's Astrobite, it was at about 1 degree of Sagittarius. And so it's in the 7th house. And there's something here about the need to relate to each other, because the sun has moved into Aries in the 11th house, which is the house that represents community spirit. This is like we've been in the cold, in the dark, or in the heat, and just staying in the shade down in the southern hemisphere. And we need to come out and start connecting with others. It feels as if we've spent too much time alone whilst the sun has moved through Pisces, kind of limiting our actions and our projects and that which we wish to give form to, because we've had so much and still have so much energy in Pisces. So we need to start getting out there and connecting with our local communities and the communities that are further away from us. You know, it really does feel important to get out there with this energy. But let's have a look at a little bit more about the sign of Aries, because it is the first sign of the zodiac, and of course it's ruled by Mars and it's cardinal. So it is about taking the initiative. It's about being bold. It's about driving ideas forward. So the equinox is almost like a cosmic reset. So this is like a new moon. Perfect time. Set intentions. Start new projects. Anyone who has been struggling of late will start to feel they are emerging from a hibernation through the winter, awakening from the cold. And I don't mean the cold in terms of freezing, but just feeling a little bit out in the cold. And you can feel like that in the heat in the southern hemisphere as well, isolated, alone. That's going to shift. Now, let me just explain a little bit about this Aries point, because it is like a gateway to being seen, to having some impact. It is an important kind of personal and collective intersection of energy, where if you have planets, personal planets, even the outer planets at this Aries point, or maybe at 1 degree, you're more likely to be the sort of person who will gain some kind of recognition. You, at this time, will become more visible. But I think we're all going to become more visible, and that's what I'm talking about when I say there is this connection with needing to get out into the community. We need to take bold action. We need to be pioneers of our feelings, our beliefs, our spiritual sense and sensing. We need to stop being reliant on others and allow that wind of heaven to blow between us and others so that we eradicate codependency in relationships and friendships and close relationships, or with parents or children. We need to get rid of that codependency. We need to take action and not overthink. Now, that might not be so easy with Mercury retrograde in Aries currently. However, because it is a retrograde in Aries, it can give you time to look back and review that which needs to be reviewed. It's giving you time to look at how far you've come, how far you've grown. I think that it's a brilliant time with this Mercury retrograde to initiate problems. No, we don't want that. Initiate projects that you've had on the back burner. I think it's time to address them, because then when Mercury moves forwards again at the beginning of April, you can really get some energy in them. Remember, we have this balance of opposites at the moment. We have this, the day and night are equal. And we have to think of the balance between masculine and feminine. Movement, action, stillness, rest, whether that's on a personal level or a collective level. We need to see if we can get more balance into our lives. And I think Aries really pushes us towards being true to ourselves and being our authentic selves. We need to be fearless at the moment. If you feel you have a mission, if you feel you have a calling, then this is the time to start taking that action, taking that initiative. Being fearless about your opinions, because everyone's opinion counts. So I think it's about taking decisive action, being bold with your intentions, and also being spontaneous. Follow your instincts. Don't get into the overthinking. Sometimes that Mercury retrograde can make us overthink. And think about where you can get more balance back into your life. This is a really powerful cosmic turning point. It's like we're given this surge of energy and we come out literally into the light. The word for the day is a good one, spontaneity, because I thought we need to look at how we embrace the present moment and work with this wonderful Aries energy to initiate and get moving. There's an unknown quote here, which is, spontaneity is the key to happiness. And actually that's true. When you just go, hello, do you want to come down to the local kind of coffee shop and we're meeting some friends down there? And normally you think, oh no, it's a bit cold. Oh, I've got to walk down the road. Oh, do I need to take a raincoat? Say yes, I'd love to. And connect with community. Get out there. Napoleon Hill said, don't wait, because the time will never be just right. That's kind of true too, isn't it? Lovely Mother Teresa said, be happy in the moment. that's enough. Each moment is all we need, not more. And this is lovely, actually. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Write it on your heart that every day is the best day in the year. Henry David Thoreau said, you must live in the present and launch yourself on every wave. Find your eternity in each moment. How beautiful is that? Alan Watts said spontaneity is total sincerity. Because we don't have that time to think about it. Is this right or is it wrong? You know, how often we overthink things and go, should I, shouldn't I? Just do it. If it feels right. This is a time to start really centering on our gut feeling. Because even though Pisces, where we've had the sun for the last month, is so, stimulates all that psychic ability in us, we can overthink it. We could get drowned in it. And I think that it's about that reconnecting with our inner spirit and trusting that gut feeling and thinking, yeah, this feels good, this feels right. I know I decided to go that way, but actually this feels like it's better for me. I'm going to go that way. Oscar Wilde said, to live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist. That is all. And then Lao Tzu said, when you let go of what you are, you become what you might be. Walt Whitman said, do anything, but let it produce joy. And let's see what we can find that this is quite good, that we can sort of start to wind this one down on. Catherine Hepburn said, if you obey all the rules, you miss all the fun. Well, isn't that true? An unknown quote here is, sometimes it's the spontaneous decisions that lead to the most unforgettable experiences. So there we are. I think that's quite a good place to bring today's ASTROBITE to a close, because it's the spring equinox. How cool is that? It's the autumn equinox. How cool is that? Well, it will get cool, won't it? The leaves will fall whilst we're getting the leaves sprouting and the flowers blooming. It's fascinating. Beginnings and endings all at the same time. The continuing cycle of life and death, new beginnings and birth. So, on that note, have a wonderful spring equinox, and please remember to like, comment and subscribe. And remember, if you would like to have a one-to-one with me for astrology, to look at your chart and your transits and maybe help you sort out any particular problems and issues, you can find me via my website, pennydiggs.com. Okay, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye for now. Bye.